After days of thinking about this, it all makes sense now. Why Kenny Pickett is listed as quarterback QB number one with the Pittsburgh Steelers going into this 2024 season, why he's resuming that position. There are different reasons. One reason is Kenny Pickett may be the only quarterback that the Pittsburgh Steelers have right now to say is QB1. Think about it. We don't know what is happening with Mitch Trubisky, but nothing has really been mentioned, and Coach Tomlin didn't even know at the press conference. And Mason Rudolph is a free agent soon, so we don't know if Mason Rudolph would even decide to stay with the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though it's obvious that the Pittsburgh Steelers want him to stay. But they need to make him a good offer, and he needs to want to accept it. So we don't even know if Mason Rudolph is in the mix. We don't know if Mitch Trubisky's in the mix. So it leaves one quarterback. Obviously, QB1, Kenny Pickett. That makes a lot of sense. Now, here's another situation. Kenny Pickett had an injury, and he was out for a while. So he can't lose his job due to injury. Well, he shouldn't. Now, in a regular work environment, if someone is injured or has a medical leave or some kind of situation, they wouldn't automatically just lose their job. Kenny Pickett didn't lose his spot because of the way that he was playing in the prior game, because actually the game before that was his best game of the season. So he didn't lose the job over that, and it sounds like another side to this, even if Mason Rudolph does return, is the fact that Kenny Pickett can't lose his spot just because he had to recover from an injury. He would have to lose the spot by playing consistently bad football. Now, it's obvious that Mason Rudolph has done things that Kenny Pickett has not done since he got here. Mason Rudolph has a lot more experience in the league, and his football IQ is just way up there now compared to how it was when he started. You learn as you go, and that definitely shows. So to me, that is probably the reason we're seeing Kenny Pickett listed as QB1. Now, if Kenny Pickett does an amazing job at training camp in the preseason, and even if he starts going into the season, and if he's really connecting, he's really making that offense work, he's going to be QB1. But if Mason Rudolph is clearly better throughout training camp and throughout the preseason and into this season, then we could see Mason Rudolph taking that position and Kenny Pickett second to Mason Rudolph, just like it was these last 4 games. But there's going to be a competition, and Coach Tomlin always says that every position there's always a competition. There is, to an extent. Does anybody think that Ben Roethlisberger had any competition? Well, he was performing at a very high level most of the time that he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, so obviously there was not a competition there. He was the franchise quarterback. At this point, the Pittsburgh Steelers are still trying to figure all of that out. So that position is not solidified right now, and there, of course, are other positions that the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking to replace, to fill. So it's going to be an interesting offseason to see how this Pittsburgh Steelers offense comes together. Thank you again for watching Steel City News, and remember, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. About 94% of our viewers are not subscribed, and it really does help us out tremendously. It really does mean a lot to us. And if you want notifications, hit that bell. Thanks for watching.